Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. Forgive me that I'm late, but we've had to run around to airports and everything. This is going to be a short one, so make sure you get your questions in tonight because we have lots to do. We have an event coming up the next 2 weeks in the Dominican Republic. Can you come along for the ride? If you're already in the Dominican Republic, then you need to get your tickets for the show. Bring your cedula. Go to Batu, downtown Punta Cana at the Caribbean Lake Park. All right? Smooth jazz, R&B, and Latin music, Dominican music. All this weekend coming up the 9th, 10th, 11th. You don't want to miss it. And you might want to listen to Punta Cana Hits because you can go over there and they have special deals going on for people listening to their station. So Punta Cana Hits, that's in Dominican Republic, 89.9 FM. So all I can say is they've been great. Franklin's been great. So once again, real estate investing ideas, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because there's 4 ways to make sure any investment is right, including real estate. It's the same principles. So we have a lot to talk about with 4 days of green on the stock market. What does that indicate? That indicates to the big boys, they think because unemployment rose a little bit, they think because the Federal Reserve hasn't hiked the rates, they're thinking it's about time in the near future for them to start saying rate cut. They are banking on it. And I have to admit, because when's the last time they actually did anything? If it's been a year, tick tock, tick tock. So we're going to talk about that and so much more, but we only have 1 hour tonight in the Money Making Monday live stream, SSN Nation style. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I want to thank you so much for being here. Make sure you share the videos because, hey, we have to talk about many, many different ways for you to improve your economic lifestyle. And that's what we do. Notice the Emerging Millionaires t-shirt, right? The Emerging Millionaire. You have to do certain things. So let's get into it. I will talk about a few things shortly, but first, share the videos because you never know who's out here needing help, who's looking for help, who's not looking for help. You just never know. So therefore, you should be sharing videos and make sure you hit that like button if you're here in the live stream tonight. Everybody on podcasts also hit that follow button, hit the like button, hit the happy face button. I don't care which emojis you see. Make sure you show some love so that way the rest of the world on the internet knows that you're happy with what you're listening to at least. So let's see here. I have something to play first out the box tonight that has to do with real estate. It has to do with a project that came out in 2021, I believe. Great pricing. We're talking about 1-bedroom units for like $69,000, $79,000. We're talking about 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms that's upstairs and has a penthouse with a jacuzzi on top with a little area to hang out and relax. I mean, it's called The Wave. All right. And last year, they sent a letter to all the owners saying, hey, we have a problem. Now, you guys notice it's 2024. Delivery was not supposed to be 3 years later or 3+ years later. It wasn't So they sent a letter last year to people to say, hey, you know what? The price increased and we're going to finish in two phases. One is going to be December 2024. The next one, December 2025, if my memory serves me correct. Somebody can correct me. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Cool sent over a video that we're going to show today, because here's part of the thing. Real estate investing ideas is great. When we were doing pre-construction properties, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, nobody's stopping us, and the property is cheap. That's actually one of the ways to make sure any investment is right, is that you are buying at a very low price, because your return on investment matters. So if you're able to buy something for, let's just say, $80,000, and then now it's selling for $119,000 or $120,000, that's $40,000 difference does matter on your return on investment if you're paying attention. But see, real estate, buying businesses, they all go with the same formula. You have to buy based on what the product produces in profit. Now, there's also little variables. If something's broken down and you have to do rehab, of course, all of that comes into play. But we're going to keep everything simple tonight. For the price that you start at, you have to figure out, is that what the rate of return that you want? If you want 3%, is that good enough? If you want 10, is that good enough? If you want 8, is that good enough? That is one of the ways to make sure any investment is right, is does it make profit to pay back what you may owe? Does it make sense? You can't do yourself a disservice by saying, okay, I make an extra $100 per month. Then why are you wasting time with that? Because you can use the same money you're about to put in and you can invest in a dividend stock and make an extra $100 per month, right? So you have to think in different ways. You just don't want to do something so they're just for the sake of doing it and going on the upside later. You're going, well, the property will go up to 120. I see what happened before and I bought it at 120. Yeah, it'll go up to 150. That's the nature of real estate. But again, you want to make sure the numbers make sense. If you're going to buy something and you turn around and figure out your profit is X amount and you say, I'm good with 3% or 5%, you might as well kind of almost be like, okay, I guess I can buy a treasury bond or something at 4%, 5%. I mean, what are we doing here? Why don't you just stay liquid to begin with and collect the same amount? Or you might jump up to yield max ETFs. That's right. Those are high risk, high rewards. Who wants 30%? Who wants 40% return? But again, these are high risk, high rewards. Their stock prices, they take a hit because they give out high dividends. So you got to pay attention and make sure what you're investing in is right for you, which is number 2 on the list. Right for you. Everybody doesn't invest in real estate. Everybody doesn't invest in businesses. Everybody doesn't invest in gold and silver and precious metals. You have to go with what you feel comfortable with. Everybody clearly doesn't invest in the stock market. So these are the type of things that we have to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. And let me see who's in the house. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name, which he has a humble piece of my pie because I love it. Thank you so much for those years of support, Laverne Penix, also known in this YouTube street as Mr. Cool. That's right. Mr. Cool is here. He does investments and business. That means something because you are putting forth effort into the future. He's already done it. So welcome. Thank you so much. He says his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and the trailer. That's one person. Everybody let me know if you received the notification and saw the trailer. All right. So you guys got number 1, number 2. That's why you should always bring a pen, pad, and paper here, because you never know who's in these YouTube streets here, because we have investors of all kinds. We have people that do almost anything under the sun. You just never know. We got to give a big shout out to the seamless genius, Vanessa Comegate. A new deal at Disney. That's right. You've heard me. At Disney, she's made deal. She's back. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you never know who's in this YouTube street. And I suggest you tell your friends to come on down. You can ask questions, by the way. Our chat rooms are open. You don't have to do anything special. Just ask questions. All right. Laverne Pennick says, hey, Eric, did you receive a video from Maria? I know that's what you're saying, showing the latest progress at the Wave. Now that you mention it, I loaded it up tonight. So everybody else who may own at the Wave that sees this after the live stream, they're going to say, what the heck? So this right here, I don't see anything. But notice these clips they always send out. They're just like these little 20 seconds moving around. They never really show where everything kind of is. Nobody instructs. Nobody says, hey, this is the entrance or this is where the pool's going. They don't do none of that. They throw a drone up or they just have somebody on the ground moving cameras around. And then it's like 20 seconds and you're just like, what did I see? So all I know is I just count levels to make it nice and simple. If I see one level, somebody tells me, oh, yeah, we're going to have a 5-story building up in 6 months. You can call, the BS flag. You just throw the BS flag. That ain't happening. Even if they said it's going to be a year, it ain't happening. All right. I don't know what these guys, all I can say is I'm joking most of the time, but I'm just like in the DR. You're not supposed to be drinking the water out the faucet. I don't know what these guys are drinking in that. I don't know what they're drinking over there. They're acting like they can just do poof. I mean, I don't get it. So for them, I'm hoping this is not the portion that they claim was going to be ready December of 2024, because they're going to be hard pressed to even talk about December 2026 with this type of shenanigans going on. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You know I have the video loaded up, so let's get to it, shall we? Hold on a second. I have a little adjustments to make, but I'll do that after I load up this video. Here it is. It's only 19 seconds. I'm going to have to play it twice. We have engineers in the house. We have people that understands developing and building. I'm just going to ask you, because I've watched the video. I'm going to ask you, anybody, when do you think 5 levels, I think it's 5 levels high was Wave, when, or even if it's 4, it doesn't matter. When do you think what you're about to see is going to be finished? Anybody, everybody, let's go. Everybody that's in the Dominican Republic want to talk about real estate, want to come find out about pre-construction, we have a free event, RSVP. It's at Batu on May 16th, 2 p.m. That's right, 2 p.m. to about 3:30, maybe even 4. It all depends, because Vivantia is going to show their 3 projects. They're all pre-construction. There's only 1 or 2 units sold, so that means you guys are in early. And you can all come down. This is open to everybody in the Dominican Republic. If you're there, come on down, 2 p.m. It's free. It's no additional cost. Glenny Hachi Cuevas and associates are going to be in the house as a lawyer to actually answer your questions. No additional cost, no nothing. Once again, now it's free, but if you want something to drink, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay for that. All right. So just make sure when you're there, just say SSN Nation, SSN Lifestyle. All right. So check this out. This is 19 seconds. I'm going to play it twice, because 19 seconds, you kind of looking around like, what am I looking at? So here we go. That's it. So I just have to ask, does anybody know what they were looking at? Okay, so the wave, you can actually see an outline of a wave. So I do know there's more than just these sets of buildings. So I don't even know what we're looking at. Is this phase 1? Because I don't see any other buildings. You saw some other buildings, but I believe that is Panorama Garden and Panorama Park. What you saw was Panorama Park, actually. That's not Panorama Garden buildings, but those are the townhouses at Panorama Park. Clearly, they're not going to be done anytime soon either. Sheesh. All right, here we go. I'm going to play it again just so everybody can see it because I want to get feedback here because this is learning, this is understanding what somebody says and what it looks like are two different things. So if somebody thinks it's going to be done in 8 months, no, not even 7 months, let me know. Forget that. Whoever thinks it's going to be done in 1 year, please let me know. All right. So all right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, does anybody have any feedback on that? Let me know what you think you're seeing. Because I know what I think I'm seeing. I'll see what you guys say first. Laverne Pinnock says, hey, Eric, did you receive it from? Yes. All right. Victor Marrero, T-minus about 2.5 months till he's fully retired, but he put things on deck. He's did the real estate investing, did the workforce, got his pensions or whatever, however it's settled, got the Social Security down the line, and maybe down the line, and he's going to be world traveler. He's going to join the Mr. Worldwide Club. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to your name that I humbly appreciate. And he says, hello all as his tagline. It starts. Let's do this. And that's what we do. Who got their payouts from UMAX ETFs? Anybody get any payouts yet? Not yet. You had a chance to buy some more YieldMax ETFs today and then get some dividend money. I'm just saying. All right. Maria Barnes says, hello, Eric and SSN Nation. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Maria Barnes, I appreciate it. And she says, I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and the trailer. That is only 2 people. So therefore, that's why everybody has to do that one piece on the like button so the YouTube guys know that somebody's here. And or wherever you're watching from, whether it's Twitch or X or wherever you're watching from. All right. Make sure you smash the follow, the like, the helpful button. It's called the helpful button. All right. Now, Maria Barnes is one half of the Mr. and Mrs. Cool team. She's responsible for that video that you saw because she kindly sent it. And again, I want to hear from you guys. When do you think that building or structure is going to be done? I believe it started in 2021. Here it is 3 years later. 3 years. Victor Marrero, yes, sir. Just got paid by the Defiance high yield ETFs today. Snowball effect is in full swing. Those were IWMY, JEPY, QQQY. This is why you need a pen and pad and a paper. You got to sign those, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You got to sign those. Okay. I can't blame anybody for holding these. We've been talking about them for years. All right. ETFs also pay today. JEPI, JEPQ, JEPY, Happy Camper. Exactly. And some more checks are coming later this week. So you got to love that. I love it for him. I love it for me. I love it for everybody. This is why you have to get onto the dividend game. 4 ways to make sure any investment is right. How about we go to number 3? It's not just any investment. This particular brand is based on what Victor Marrero is talking about. If somebody gives you, like we'll use treasury bonds, and let's say they're giving you 5%, and you're good with that, because remember, one of the tenets is it's your investment style. So if you're good with receiving 5%, then you're going to be happy, right? Whether it makes sense or not is a whole nother ballgame, because if inflation is above 5%, then you're treading water or going backwards. So that's what you have to think about. That's why another way that you can do this is he mentioned, in fact, Victor Marrero said this right here. He put in JEPI, JEPQ, JEPY. Even if you got 9% annually, 10% annually just in the JP Morgan funds, I think you would be happy. Right? 10% is better than 5. Just saying. So there you go. Another tenant in the house. So we'll get to number 4 in a second. Maria Barnes. Yes, Eric, that's the first phase, and it's supposed to be finished by December. That's insane. That is insane. All right. Well, the guys aren't going to like it, unfortunately. But, you know, we got to call a spade a spade. We have to call BS BS. If they finish those buildings in 7 months, interior-wise, and deliver them, I would be shocked. But we don't have to be shocked because we know it's not going to happen. Let's put it this way. Well, hold on. I'm going to play this video again. Let me see how many buildings there are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that looks like 9 or 10 buildings. All right. So 7 months, 9 buildings. 2 of the buildings looks like they're on the 2nd or 3rd floor. If they're going to finish this in 7 months, doesn't that indicate they would have to finish all buildings a floor a month? And we're not even talking about the interior, and we're not talking about the pool, and we're not talking about entrance, exits, and entrances. So again, this will not happen. There's nobody out here building 7 buildings, 3 floors in 7 months. Not going to happen. Again, I don't know where these guys are coming up with their mathematical equations, but they're acting just like they have a Lego set that they can just put together. I'm just like, you're not building panel type homes. You're building from scratch. So I don't see what this is. Definitely not going to be December of 2024. Wait a minute. Did she say 2025? Hold on a second. Let me check out something. Did she say 2025? Let me see. She said, yeah. Oh, no, it's this year. It is this year. Yes. First phase supposed to be finished by December. No, not going to happen. Not going to happen. I can tell you this is ridiculous. You can just say 7 months from now. No way. Look how much they've done all this time. What makes somebody think they're going to all of a sudden be able to turbocharge and do something nobody's done? I don't see cranes over there. I don't see 200, 300, 400 people working on each building or you know, total around there. I don't see any workforce that's going to be able to do this. They're doing hand to hand. What I mean by this is you don't see any cranes. You don't see any moving equipment that can raise up blocks or cement of any sort or rebar of any sort. I mean, they're basically doing hand to hand. So there's no way you can do it and do the electrical, do the interior, do the landscaping, do a pool, do they did have like a lobby area. All of that would have to be done. And you can clearly see none of that pool, lobby areas and all that. Still dirt. Ridiculous. All right. Yes, Eric. Okay. This is insane. And they told me the pools, jacuzzis, garden, and all that will be done also. I don't believe. Okay, now they're smoking. Again, these developers are smoking crack. They're smoking crack up there. That's all I know, man. I don't know what they're doing. You know what? I just realized now that we're talking about this, I just realized she says it's 2025. Okay. Oh, that's funny, a joke. But yeah, I wouldn't believe them either, but they did say last year one of the phases was supposed to be done in, didn't they, 2024 and 2025, or did they say 2025 and 2026? Now, let's get to the 2025. First of all, this is how far they've gone in 3 years. 2025 is a year and a half. It all depends. All I know is it's not happening in the next year for sure. Well, we'll be at 2025 May. That's going to matter. I mean, I would think they would get another 2 floors in at least on all the buildings and then some. So, but December 2025 is still going to be a stretch, in my opinion. The way they're building so far, I'm just basing it on the last 3 years. I mean, there's no indication that they're going to be able to do it. But good talk. Okay, let's see what she says here. This is funny. The second phase will be done by 2035. No, that's good, though. I like it. That's good. The way this stuff is moving. All right, 2025. Okay, so she's right. 2024, definitely not happening. And why would they think the second phase is going to be done in 2025 when they don't even have anything down? Okay, anybody have any comments about this? Come on. I got to see this again. Please tell me. I have to say, I looked to the right as far as I could. See, this is what I'm saying about these short clips. They don't really, why didn't they pan all the way to the right for the second phase? In theory, there's nothing there because they haven't even finished the first phase, right? But I just want to see the whole plot of land, just for the sake of seeing it. But again, this puts us in a situation, 2025 is definitely out. Definitely out. I mean, 2024, sorry. 2024, definitely out for first phase. Clearly. And after Maria Barnes says that they told her about they're going to put the pools in, jacuzzis, gardens, and all that. Oh man, they're tripping. They're over there acting ridiculous. All right, let's keep moving. Real estate investing ideas. Here's the ideas we're talking about. Pre-construction. Why pre-construction? Why new construction? In America, they do things a little bit differently when they talk about new construction, pre-construction. They make you put down a down payment. But generally, you still are making payments one way or another, whether you have to get a loan for it or not. But generally, it's a little different. Outside the United States, because the way the money works in a lot of countries, small countries like Dominican Republic, like cities in Thailand and down in Costa Rica and Belize and Ecuador, places like that, it's a cash almost system. So in a lot of places, not so much Costa Rica, Belize or anything like that, but in a lot of places. So now what do? They say, give us, $15,000, $20,000 down. We're going to build this in 2 to 3 years. So that's why they're collecting money along the way, and their citizens can pay for it along the way as well, as long as the price is low enough. As soon as the prices start skyrocketing, what's happening in Punta Cana, then all of a sudden that cuts off certain areas of or people that you can sell to. So again, that is a problem that's going to surface on all the hot spots. So right now, Thailand, for instance, cheap as hell, right? You're talking about Dominican Republic, still relatively cheap, but it's rising. Then you talk about, let's say, Spain, right? There's still opportunities all over the planet, but who lives all over the planet? You live in America, you live in Canada, you live in Mexico, you live in the EU zone. You don't really move all over unless you have the extra money to move all over, right? So that's what makes things very, very interesting. So again, make sure you smash that like button, share the videos, because you never know who's going to need to hear anything that we're talking about. Because so far we talked about stocks, we talked about real estate investing ideas, but there's also other ways, because everybody wants to do this no money down. They always want to do something special. All right. Well, there's always a buyer and there's always a seller that will do things that nobody would think they would do. All right. Just keep that in mind when you're selling something or when you're buying real estate. That's you have to be flexible if you sometimes want to move product, move a home, you want to sell your home, sell your condo, you have to do something out of the box. So some of those things out of the box are relatively simple. Somebody will say, you know what? Okay, I don't mind you paying me rent. Give me a few $1,000s, not a few, but give me thousands of dollars down, and we'll enter into an agreement, an option agreement at a certain price or whatever, however you figure it out. Every contract you write up yourself, you can make it however you want to make it. So remember, number one, when you buy any investment, you make money going in. So on our list, it's number 4, but that's when you make your investment right. It's from the beginning. It's not after you purchase it and then go, oh my God, this doesn't work out. You're supposed to know exactly when you make an investment what you're going to get back. All right. And we talk about investment versus an asset, because here in the SSN Nation, if you're joined us, an asset means here, when you give money out, you're getting a return. Not 10 years from now, not 7 years from now, not 5 years from now. You already are getting a return on your money. That's an investment. You can put money in and you go bye-bye. You're not working for it. You're not even watching it. That is an asset that pays you, and you can go on about your business. That's an asset. All right. So just keep that in mind. Distinguish that in your mind, because in the future, you're going to need to distinguish assets. Assets also are stocks, for instance. Why? Because you can borrow against stock and it makes money for you at the same time. Victor Moreau was kind enough to display some dividend stocks. So, like he said, he's loving life. He's a happy camper because he's getting money while he's sitting here on the live stream talking about it, telling everybody, look at these, go check them out, do your homework. Because in the long run, it starts buying itself. So imagine you start out with 100 shares, and the next month you have 102, the next month you have 104, next month you have 107, next month, and think about this in the years. And the stock price may go up, and you're receiving dividends, and you don't have to do anything for it. That is what an investment in an asset has in common. Investment's one thing. I can make an investment into, like, I love the Burger King. Let's say I don't, but let's say I love Burger King. I make an investment in Burger King. Okay, fine. We know traditionally you might be making money, but does it make sense to buy it for, I don't know how much they are. Let's say $1 million. It all is based on what you have to buy it for. All right. So keep that in mind. Let's go. Hello, Eric, says Brian P. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that beautiful icon next to your name. And he says, I hope all is well with you. Yes, it's well. It's hectic. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and saw the videos. I love it. Smash the like button. Give it a 1 piece. Everybody watching around the world. Well, actually, those of you watching in Canada, America, and that's about it. Yes, I do check my back office. Apparently, nobody likes real estate. Nobody likes stocks. Nobody likes investing. Yeah, I know. YouTube says, it just must be you, Eric. I'm like, you do know we talk about investing around the world, right? But nonetheless, I digress. So make sure you show some love and share the videos, because they want to make sure they stifle this information because it's so simple. They want to make me put up a, the no guru zone is where you're at, ladies and gentlemen. They want me to put up a course. That's what they want to do. But instead, I say, come on down to the Dominican Republic, May 13th, 14th, and 15th, because we have the Punta Cana Investors Forum where, yes, you're going to talk to lawyers too on the 13th of May. Johan Confidante, we're coming on down. Glenny Hachi Cuevas and Associates, we're coming on down. You want to learn about a lot of things such as residency, immigration. What happens if I invest in here? Can I get an investment visa or investment residency? You can get to understand all of your options for the mere price of coming to the Dominican Republic May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Get your tickets now because it does cost, ladies and gentlemen, for that one. See, we do have courses somewhat, right? And then on Tuesday, we're going to be talking with more real estate developers, and we're going to be going around to check out some of the projects, our property areas, so people will understand where they are in the Punta Cana region. So make sure you come and join us, me, and several other SSN Nation members. Make sure you show up. Let's go. Go to ssnlifestyle.com to purchase your ticket or look around and check it out. Also, everybody who's coming to the music festival or to the Investors Forum, AC Hotel, $99 per night for one person. Why? Because one person means one free breakfast. So that's why they call it single occupancy, and that's why it's $99 plus tax. Two people means it is now $20 more, which is awesome. $119 plus tax. Pretty cool, right? Best deal going. Downtown Punta Cana is where you would be staying, right by the mall. The new there's a mall, and then there's now another section where IKEA is that connects the hotel. You can walk to the hotel from that shopping center. And then they have some very, very nice restaurants around there. But nonetheless, it's downtown. And if you're going to the music festival, make sure that when you check out and you want to come over to the Investors Forum, that is not free. The Investors Forum means you got to check out with $1 as a bonus for going to the music festival. For $1 more, you can actually come and join us at the Investors Forum. It's that simple. So take your pick. Music festival, Punta Cana Investors Forum, the ssnlifestyle.com. Or if you want music festival tickets, and some of you may not like going to ssnlifestyle.com, you can go to eventbrite.com. The first weekend is on sale now, which is May 9th, 10th, 11th. VIP, bottle service, tables, they're all there. Plenty of a little love for everybody. And we even have a 4-day pack where you actually can get bottle service all 4 days, same seat, all 4 days, and you never have to worry. Yes, what's the cost of that for two? Well, Friday and Saturday, 2 sessions, 12 to 2:30 p.m., 3 p.m., 12 to 3. You might as well call it that because DJ Wengel's going to be in the house after the artists get on. And then 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. are the artists. 1 hour is DJ Wengel, or maybe longer. It depends. And also, between the 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. show, we're going to be talking real estate once again somewhere in the building, right? You never know. We have people who make money. Some people come over there. They're so, what do you think about this? Well, you're going to have a few hours in between that if somebody catches your fancy, you got plenty of time to go talk, plenty of time to go check out the project or whatever it is, and then come back. And then it's nothing but the party's going, right? So this is going to be fun. Make sure you show up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get there. Get your tickets now. I told you about the AC hotels. You can stay there right now, May 6th, all the way up to the 23rd. Yeah, I think they did the 23rd. It's the 22nd or 23rd of the month. You can use our link, and I don't even have the link down below. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in the chat room. All right. $99. You get your welcome drink and a few other perks as well. Let me see here. AC Hotels, what I need. So I'll make sure you have a link. Let me see if we can put a link in here. Yes, we can. You can go check it out yourself. Our own special SSN Lifestyle link. You come into the Investors Forum, you can use this. You come into the music festival, you can use this. It doesn't matter. The link is in the chat room. You can go check it out, single or double occupancy. Remember, whatever the occupancy is, you pay for single. Just remember, if you have another person, it's going to cost you $20 more. So because of the free breakfast. And by the way, I should have loaded up the video for the free breakfast. It's pretty nice. All right. Thanks. That's right. Hold on a second. I skipped. Let's see. Brian P. got the notification, saw the video. Oh, and how I was remiss. I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, in this YouTube street, we have Brian P., and he's known as Mr. Dividend. Speaking of dividends, that's right. That's an investment that he loves. We all love that because you make money while you sleep. But Mr. Dividend that's his name here, is Brian P. All right, Brian P. That's right, Victor. Smash that like button. Exactly, says Brian P. One piece. I got a little bit of stock started up. Beautiful. Glad to hear that. Welcome back. E. White, another real estate investor extraordinaire, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that icon next to his name. And he says his tagline, good evening, SSN family, Punta Cana 2024 takeover. I humbly appreciate he'll be joining us. Hit that like button. He is the CEO of his life because he doesn't just have one property or two properties or three. He's making a design on an empire. Just like Mr. De La Cruz, who was here on Friday, giving us a sterling rendition of how you get an Airbnb done and the way it looks interior-wise. And the pictures, he did the whole nine. So Mr. De La Cruz is almost like E. White. They're along the same ballpark because they both have multiple units, not one, not two, not three, multiple. And they're turning it into a business via short term. Why? Because the investment makes sense. Because if you have high tourism, all-time record highs, doesn't that indicate that maybe you might want to be in the tourism industry in that particular country? Makes sense. And that means your ROI could get higher. Just like, think about Las Vegas, that used to give rooms away pretty much 25, 35, 45 bucks a night. Where are those rooms at now? They put in resort fees. Now it's like Disneyland, Disney World. You want to stay on the strip? No problem. You want to eat our buffet that used to be $10.99 or $8.99. They're 50, 60, 70 bucks now for a buffet. The prices will continue to rise. So that means you have to make more money. It's that simple. All right. You can't get around it. There we go. There's the link for your Marriott. So we're only going to be on this for about 20 more minutes before I have to go. We have pressing issues, because things were last minute for the festival, unfortunately, even though I announced it like 2-3 months back. But as it turns out, it looks like, there's a little rain, there's a little problems. So we couldn't actually hold it outside, which was the intended situation, was supposed to be outside. And it rains a little bit too often. And so in 6 days, it's going to rain. We know this. So being out on the beach, not a good idea. So I thought it was right. And this is what, where it leads us now. So it's going to be very, very interesting what happens in the Dominican Republic. Make sure you listen to Punta Cana Hits because there's something special that's going to start happening. Make sure you do that. If you're wanting to come to the Punta Cana Music Festival, make sure you do that. So once again, I have several things. We reached our number 4 on our list, on our topic tonight. I purposely did that because I knew we were going to reach number 4 relatively soon. And I actually have to go back to the airport because trying to get oversized stuff, I want to make sure before I get on a plane, I don't want to have them saying, oh, this can't go here. And what's the situation? We got to make sure all is good. We don't want surprises, right? Because I already know we have oversized bag and it just depends on the linear inches, basically. That's what they're trying to do. And I figured I might as well just measure this because I don't really know how they measure it. I just figured length, width, height, and we're done. But you never know. So why take a risk? Why? There's no reason. We'll just go down there and make sure. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, but I have to leave because, again, plane awaits, and I need to make sure I can get back and make sure we're good to go. So if we're not, then hey, unfortunately, we can't do anything. But nonetheless, let's see if there's anything else that anybody wants to talk about this evening. You guys want to chime in on this SSN Nation Money Making Monday, please let me know. Our chat room's always open 24/7. We don't block people either, by the way. So unless, of course, you do something crazy like back in the day where somebody would load up some pornography picture when I would have the chat room open. It was crazy. So that's one of the reasons why it's not right now. Them days are over. So if you need to reach me for anything, it's support@stopstrugglingnow.com. It's support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Now, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So I'm doing some things in the back office, but so far, Maria Barnes is the only one that has made any comment about the wave. She said doubt it for 2024. There's no doubt it. It's for sure no 2024. For sure. There's no way. So I want to hear from other people. Does anybody think that plot of land that you saw with 1 or 2 levels done is going to be done in 7 months, even 8 months, or even 9 months? Let me know. Funny how they build these things. It's just weird. It's just weird. All right. So I'm going to actually end this a little bit earlier than normal because, again, I have a tight schedule, very tight window, tight schedule, and there's lots that I have to do. And unfortunately, I can't get some things done. We just, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I got to get this done because I might have to pick up something at FedEx. So unfortunately, we got to do that. So I want to hear, do we have all these real estate experts in-house? Let's see. I'm guessing 2 years island time is for the waves delivery. Yeah, exactly. Forget even 1 year from now is what I'm saying too. I agree with you. I would not be shocked 2 years later, which is sad. That would make it a 5-year, 6-year project. That'd be very sad. Brian P., one of California's largest home insurance companies, raising rates by 15% on average. Of course they are. Either 15%, 20%, or we're not going to cover you. Again, they're taking the best customers, getting rid of the worst. I mean, that's a smart idea, but is it going to be profitable? Probably, because insurance is based on the numbers. So this does not shock me at all. 15%. Again, that's inflation because they want to keep all the money. They don't want to pay out, which is what they do. They collect money without paying out. They'd rather file bankruptcy than pay out. It's crazy. They don't want to give up the money. So this is what we're dealing with insurance companies. It's like an epidemic. It's like a pandemic with insurance companies. You're just like, you don't know if you wake up year to year if you're going to be able to insure anything, right? So the way the prices are going, they're just making sure from now on that they are charging enough money from enough people. So unfortunately, that's going to continue to go. 15% increases annually is crazy. How about 20 something? We went over on Friday. If you missed out, you missed out. We actually went on some and checked out in one of the states. They requested things like 30%, 35% increase, and then the state comes back and go, oh, okay, 18%. Okay, 15%. That's still a hefty tax on individuals. So again, 4 ways to make sure the investment is right. You got to remember this. after number 5 is the one. You want money coming back to you, right? That's number 1, actually, too. I mean, there's like definitely a lot number 1s, but you have to make sure you're not just putting something in a black hole. All right. We had a discussion a week or so back about taking negative cash flow for a short term to win in the long term. Now, that takes a specialized individual to go that route. Nothing wrong with it. But the only thing is, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I mean, there's other investments that you could do. But then again, sometimes there's one of a kind. If somebody told you just put 3.5% down or 4% down, and then we're going to give you some low interest rate, you might take it too for X amount of years if somebody said 2 or 3 years, or if they ever did 4. But I'm just saying, you might go, oh yeah, because I know the price is going to be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 more. So I'll just refi it when the interest rates come down. So I might as well get in now at this price point. So there's something to be said. You have to strategize. That's why the 4 ways to make sure the investment is right. You can just go to 5 and 6, but you have to have a plan. So you can do different things with real estate. You can do the same thing with real estate with any product. All right. But when I talked about stocks and we have our derivatives, because it's paper, we can borrow it against those. We can borrow against our home. Hell, you can even borrow against cars now. This is getting ridiculous. You can borrow against your business equipment. You have a warehouse or you have equipment sitting somewhere that you deem not really valuable. Well, if it works a little bit, you can actually use that as an asset to borrow against to help produce whatever you need to produce. But again, if you're going to take money out of somewhere to invest, then that means you want to make sure that you have a way to pay it back. It's that simple. All right. So I'm going to have to wrap this up because again, I have a deadline, and unfortunately my deadline is almost up. And the earlier I get started, the better, quite frankly. So I need to drive like 20, 30 minutes in each direction. So there goes an hour. So again, I'll be up a little bit late, but we have to get it done. Trying to help people is kind of crazy sometimes. I took on the task, so we'll see. Victor Morrell says insurance companies are even running away from certain places. You end up with a mom and pop company that roll all over you. Exactly. Moving overseas is truly an option now. System is rigged against you. Hey, you're the Social Security card holders in America. I am too. You're basically how the government and America runs. The mom and pop stores that pay into the federal taxes for people working and actually for sales and things like that. That is a problem because sooner or later, the citizens run out of money, like what's happening now over the last 30, 40 years. So they can't go and buy like they used to, willy-nilly. So no disposable income means no money for companies or corporations. So they are kind of like, okay, we're going to have to pick the best customers without payouts because we don't have enough customers. All of this comes into play. So when you're doing an investment property, these are some of the things that you need to think about if you're buying a business, right? You have to understand what the future is, and it's very, very hard. That's why there's a lot of failure because you don't know what's going to happen. Like nobody knew a pandemic was coming. There's no way to plan for this, right? Just not possible. So just keep those things in mind because again, the system is rigged against you. It's not okay. There's the way I like to describe this system being rigged. It is rigged, but the thing is, it's catered toward a certain demographic, rich people. That's it. So now you know what you have to search for the next 50 years, right? Trying to get some of that riches. But unfortunately, the rich and wealthy traditionally hoard. They just want to make sure you're out here working, make sure you're not making that much money off of them, and keeping all of it going to buy whatever they want. And that is a problem. All right. It's a problem. And that's where we're sitting at right now. We're at a tipping point. The tipping point's already passed. This is why I've been saying third world country is America. You don't know it yet because we have the world currency. We have the banking system. Everything has to run through like America. That is the thing. So we still get to print money, still have trillions of dollars in deficit. If we were a country that wasn't world currency, come on. Having over 30 some trillion dollars plus the all derivatives sitting around hovering to create another bank that goes out of business. I mean, another bank's probably going to be going out of business in the next 30 days. It's going to happen. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Make sure you smash the like button, please, so the YouTube guys know that we had some people here. If you're from outside of the US or Canada, why don't you put it in the chat room? Because I would love to see if there's anybody watching outside of the United States and Canada. I know I'm only asking, but I already know the answer. All right. This is a live stream. It should be going everywhere, right? But we'll see. All right. Every now and then we had somebody from Athens because I talked about Ellen Icon. But that was a rare moment because it's only one person. But we're not going to have 20, 50, 100. So once again, let's recap not the real estate investing ideas, but I'll start with the pre-construction real estate ideas. We're not going to get into where we're going to talk about, hey, we're going to do a carry back and, you know, all this other shenanigans. We're not going to get all diluted in it that way. We're just going to be straight and narrow. You invest. Why do you invest? And are you getting a return that you're going to be able to live with? Those are the things you have to look for when you're doing real estate investing. You also have to look for, and I forgot about this, some people are out here looking for multifamilies. And there's different ways. Some people like to have, you know, somewhat that needs rehab, which is very smart. Why rehab? Because you're going to buy at the non-rehab price. So therefore you have an upside for when you rehab it, but you still have to have a plan. It has to make sense. And I told you guys one time when we were talking about Houston, Texas, one time used to be 89% occupancy for rentals. So if you found a place that had 70% rentals, you're sitting there scratching your head like how and why. So then you'd be like, well, wait a minute. What happens if I add up to, just say, in the low 80s? So we add an extra 8, 10, 12 rooms that come online that's rehabbed, and we rent those out. What does our ROI look like? Okay, well, if you're in today's money, you're talking about 10 units. You're talking about probably $100,000 and some odd thousand. You would increase the value of your property $100,000 just on that, the value. But at the same time, you have new revenues coming in, and you still have an upside because you only got the 80, 82%, and you know it's 88, 89%. And so therefore, your job is to get the other occupied units, and now you're sitting there looking at, oh, this place is worth $2 million more. So therefore, you have to understand going in what you're doing. You have to have a plan. Just don't willy-nilly just do what a lot of these people do. They get in the seminars, then people go in a car or a shuttle or a van or a bus, and they take them to a location. And the next thing you know, they're sitting there going, yeah, this is a great deal. This is what you can buy this for. Meanwhile, they've already bought it. And then they marked it up and bring you to the property to come buy it. It's crazy. So that is trickery. And unfortunately, this is going on in the industry. But that's not what you should be doing. You should be looking for what makes you invest. All right. That was number one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to wrap this up. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I know this is probably one of the shortest ones, but I got to go. So make sure, once again, on the way out, smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. If you like what we're talking about tonight, please subscribe and click the all notification bell. And also make sure you join us on Wednesday night live stream, the Wealthy Wednesday night live stream at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then before you go over to ssnlifestyle.com, see if you want to come to the Punta Cana Music Festival, the Investors Forum, or if you live in Dominican Republic, just come to Punta Cana at Batu and you'll learn about a pre-construction project, at least one, maybe two, and you will also be doing things that you may not think you could do because you have a lawyer on tap, and therefore that is very, very valuable, especially when you are dealing with Spanish and Espanol contracts. All right, so we're going to wrap this up, and with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, but this is why we have to have these discussions, because a lot of people are just willy-nilly saying, you know what, I'm just going to go buy a house. A house is not an investment. So again, everything that they taught you was based for the banks to be happy. But the reality of the situation is you have to pay a lot to live in a house. There's so many different things you pay. Water, sewer, garbage. If you're an HOA, you're going to pay higher property taxes. They're going to keep rising. They're not going to go away. All right. You have to do maintenance and upkeep for your lawn care. There's all kind of things that people don't even think about. Right. What about the insurance? Are you going to be able to get insurance? Right. I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't think about when they're buying real estate. And it's a travesty because you get yourself in and then you're like, holy smokes, I didn't realize all these things were due. And the next thing you know, you're thinking you bought something for $500,000. You did. But then you're sitting there going, but I'm spending $12,000 annually for from the property tax, the insurance, I mean, HOAs, lawn care, and heaven forbid if one of the appliances goes out, which they do. And now you're spending thousands of dollars on an appliance. And you don't even count that. Most people don't. So you should start thinking about all these things that you're spending money on when you do own a house. And guess what? The house doesn't give you anything in return. Money-wise, we're talking about. Get you nothing but family and love in the house. That's true. But money-wise, you have to work for it. Now, we tell everybody here, get your passive income first and then use that to pay for it. That's the way to go. Don't work, then work for the house. That's the hardest thing to do. All right. So we'll see if there's anybody else that has anything to say before I wrap up. And insurance companies are even running away. Exactly. We already discussed that. So I want to thank once again everybody for being here. I love you guys very much. And I'll see a few of you in the Dominican Republic over the next 10 days to 15 days. So that ought to be a stone cold blast, right? So make sure if you come into the DR, you better wear something that's breathable, shorts, lightweight gear. That's all I can suggest right now. Lightweight gear. All right. And I have bad news because we normally wear dry fit for the SSN lifestyle. We can't get dry fit. Everybody has dry fit. I can't even have it made on the island. So I can't get the guys here. My guys who normally supply it, they had it ready the 9th. Well, unfortunately, can't get it shipped, can't pick it up. So it's too late, too bad. So we're going to have different gear because I don't even have my dry fit I'm wearing right now. But we're going to have some other gear, which has to be specially made. So once again, thank you, everybody, for being here. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you stay out of trouble. Make sure you understand people are under stress, and you never know what the reasons are. They're doing something. Just try to understand why they're doing it before you jump into something that is not great for you. All right. So with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.